Well, getting hit in the head wasn't exactly my first choice of going full-time with my Tormach, but I guess it worked. Okay, so what happened is back at the end of January, I was cutting some sheet metal on my diacro shear here, and I actually mismeasured the piece. So when I went to put it in, I thought it was going to be engaging, but when I went to pull on it, there was no resistance. So when I went to pull on it, I just figured, you know, I was running fast, I was trying to get the jobs done, you know, and I just pulled on it and nothing, and it just hit me in the head right there. Pretty stupid, I know, but so this shear actually comes with a much shorter see, but I'm not sure if you're even supposed to use something this long, but you know, if you're cutting, you know, 12-inch width, a full width of 16 gauge cold rolled steel, it's not going to work with this. So I basically put this cheater bar on there. So I don't know, maybe I should put some foam on it or something like that. As you can see, it's still like that. I've just been being more careful. But by the way, this diacro shear, this 12-inch diacro shear, has been awesome. Probably the strongest tool I've ever bought. I think brand new these things are, this is the 12-inch version, they have a 24-inch version, but I think I paid like $1,100 with shipping out of New York or something like that. Brand new, they're like $3,500, but I've been using this thing, I've probably made tens of thousands of cuts on this thing over the last couple of years, and I haven't even changed the blade. So this thing is just a workhorse. It's been awesome. So anyways, after getting hit in the head by the cheater bar over here, I felt kind of numb over here, but you know, I kind of didn't think much of it. I just kind of, you know, went my usual day, and so I went off to work. I usually fixed parking lot lights, exterior commercial lighting with a bucket truck at night. So I was driving off to work, driving through downtown Phoenix, probably 7 o'clock at night, something like that, getting, you know, dark, and suddenly I just started feeling really, really dizzy, and I was like afraid I was going to run off the road or something like that. So, but I was driving right through downtown. I figured, well, you know, there's got to be a hospital in downtown, you know, so I pulled off the freeway, turned off, and I saw a hospital right there. It was Banner University or something like that. I pulled into a Walgreens, like a drugstore parking lot, and just kind of tried to wait it out, you know, seeing if I was going to get better, you know, and it just started getting worse and worse, more dizzy, and I was getting scared. So I just parked my truck there and walked to the hospital, went in there. They put me on some kind of IV and did all kinds of tests and stuff, and they didn't find anything. They did a CAT scan and all that kind of stuff, and but they said I couldn't drive home, so my son came up over and drove me home in the bucket truck. Well, for the next couple of weeks after that, I just didn't really couldn't really do much. I spent most of the time just like sleeping. I was like trying to recover from the concussion. I was just so dizzy and tired and stuff. I'd go around the house and maybe try to do a few things and take a nap again. Then at some point I started feeling a little better. I was able to go out and work in the shop and stuff, but I really wasn't all that up to, you know, doing that much. I didn't really feel like doing videos because I probably wouldn't have been able to talk all that clearly and stuff. Even after about a month or two, because, you know, this is like 4 months ago, even after about a month or two, I was still dizzy. Driving at night, I couldn't drive at night at all. I'm not really sure why. Maybe there's more stress. It has something to do with stress, I think, and the concussion. But I was having trouble driving during the day too. Actually, why I ended up getting glasses, I thought maybe I've needed glasses for years. I just kept putting it off and off. So I got glasses. I thought maybe that would, you know, fix some of the dizziness. It helped a little bit, but it was definitely, you know, the concussion. So basically I was faced with the fact that, you know, I'm I usually drive a bucket truck, so if I'm driving my little pickup around town, it's not a big deal. But if I'm driving a big bucket truck, across town in the middle of the night or something, that's just not safe. So so I basically just started thinking about how I can go full time. The whole concussion thing basically kind of upped the ante, so to speak. It just made it more important that I figure out how to make this work and how to make enough money doing machining. So I just kind of put a lot of my thought and effort into that, and that's, we're not like making tons of money. We're just kind of barely getting by right now. We're still working on developing more customers and that kind of thing. But I actually haven't fixed lights in like about a month or so. So that's kind of my story on how I started, basically went full-time doing machining. But all right. Well, I thought I'd do a quick update while I'm making a video here. Start over here. So the slip roll is still working pretty good. This is way better than the little 12-inch Eastwood that I had. Of course, it was like 5 times the price. The 36-inch. This thing has been it's pretty awesome. So basically I need to do something about this. I'm basically, every time I need to put a curve in something, I need a gauge to know what radius to put in it. So basically I've just been grabbing things and measuring them. Like this is 3 inches in diameter, so I just, when I curve something on here, I just put it up against this. This is my 4-inch. Anyways, for stuff that I don't have, I actually took some tape, some drywall tape, and actually spooled off enough to give me the actual diameter. But what I started doing is making these diameter gauges here. Just machine, like I machine my covers. I just machined diameter gauges here. So anyway, so here's a bunch of bracket material, what I use for my covers, internal brackets to hold the covers on. So that's all cut on the Grizzly, the bigger Grizzly bandsaw, which has been awesome. I'll have to do a follow-up on that. This thing is, this coupling on here that I kind of put through together has been working out pretty good. This set screw comes loose sometimes. I suppose I should have milled this one a little deeper because it's sticking out a little bit. Actually, the chop saw here, I don't actually use that a whole lot since the bandsaw has been working out so good. The Tormach has been working really good. It's been so reliable. I haven't really had any problems with it at all. Every once in a while it'll like won't boot up properly. Then I'll just turn it off and reboot it again, but that's very rare, maybe once a month or something like that. Probably something to do with the computer or something. But I'm not really keeping this in the greatest of condition. It's just sitting down there. It gets too hot in the summer. Sometimes it'll be like 90, 95 degrees in here. Oh, yeah, the shower curtains. The first day that it got really hot here in Arizona, I forgot to turn the air conditioners on, and the little loops that hold it up, I had 2 different kinds. One kind that locks like this, and one kind that just just holds on by itself, and all of those melted, and the thing was just falling down. So I need to get some more of those loops there. Let's see, I got rid of the big compressor over here. I'm just in the process of kind of liquidating some stuff that I don't really need. that big air compressor, the 60-gallon from Home Depot. It was just too noisy in here and too hot, and it just stinks. It was stinking because of the the oil is an oil compressor. So, and this 2 horsepower California Air ultra quiet thing has just been awesome. And I use that for the press over here, and it works just great. I recently had a leak on one of the hoses. I'm just getting cheap hoses from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight actually has short hoses. If you go to like Home Depot, they just have these really long ones. Harbor Freight has these remnant, like short pieces from and it's like 8 foot to 15 foot. This new one I got here is probably a little too short, and actually the hose coming off the compressor is too short because the pedal just kind of hangs there. So I need to maybe what I'll do is I'll get one more hose, try to find one a little longer than this one, put that hose on here down to the pedal, and use the long one from the pedal to the air compressor. So here's a bunch of brackets that have been bent. So I actually really haven't been doing a whole lot of machining per se. I've mainly been doing like it's machining, but it's not like job shop type work. So basically it's just been manufacturing. So I haven't really been using. I was gearing up to do more job shop type work, and the concussion happened, and I just kind of started focusing on doing my manufacturing of my covers. So I was getting these all set up, but I haven't really been using them. I'm still kind of evaluating exactly what direction I'm going to go. But anyways, I spent a good amount of time yesterday cleaning the shop up. I was getting really dusty and stuff, getting rid of stuff that I didn't need, like a bunch of pieces that I had machined and stuff that I don't need. I kept some of them kind of like for souvenir sake, just for memory's sake, but just kind of put the rest in. I've got this bucket of aluminum here. It's probably up to like 40 pounds now, but so yeah, I've kind of gotten this organized. I got all the small scrap metal here for machining. Like I said, I'm more focused on making covers, so I'm kind of trying to organize the scraps so I can utilize the scraps instead of using full pieces all the time. So you can see I've got all the aluminum and the steel and all the gasket material over here, and you can see all the fixture plates that I've made for the covers. Trying to make one for each size, so you can see what one of those looks like there. So I guess that's about it for the shop. I still have a lot of work to do in here. Maybe I'll make some videos on this, but I've got to finish the insulation. It's getting really hot. I'm spending a lot of money on air conditioning. I actually have to use 2 air conditioners. This little portable one here, and I got this little window shaker over here. But I'm using way too much electricity because of the poor insulation. I've got to get, or not insulation, but drywall. It needs to be sealed up. So I need to finish all the drywall, tape and mud. Got my little radio on top of the panel there. This was the wire that I had the compressor hooked up to, so I got to pull that back out. So lots of projects to come on the shop here. I've gotten some leaks. Actually, that one right there is I had a 2.5 gallon jug of water that was leaking, and that got all over the floor. So I'm gonna have to like spray that with some bleach. Maybe I may have to move this, or maybe take the bottom shelf off. to get under there. Then I've got to clean the floor really good and paint that. Many projects to come. So, and of course all the machining projects that I'm going to start doing here also. Probably start doing some videos on the business side of it. Some of the people are interested in how to make the machining business work on the business side of it. Alright. Anyway, so that's kind of what's been going on with me over the past 4 months. Sorry I haven't been making any videos. Hope to be making videos on a regular basis again, hopefully once a week. I may start experimenting with doing some other type of videos like electrical. I'll still do machining videos, and maybe some videos on the business aspect of it, like I said before. And alright, well, if you like this video, I'd appreciate the thumbs up. If you like to subscribe, there should be a subscribe button up here somewhere, and there should be some other videos you might like to watch down below. Thanks for watching.